Australian Medical Professionals Society letter to Dear Medical Professional, to doctors. Administering of COVID-19 vaccination is likely not an indemnified action. This is notice of your obligation, rights and potential risks. On 2nd of July, you can read that second paragraph there, federal government announced a proposed medical indemnity scheme. Down the bottom, unlike the case with manufacturers of COVID-19, there appears to be no government liability protection. I get serious here. So on 9th of March 2021, APRA threatened regulatory action for any doctors that had anti-vaccine messages in professional health practice. Then says, though, regardless, evidence from reputable sources demonstrates that COVID-19 provisionally approved vaccines have real known and unknown harms and immunocompromising effects. Doctors have a duty to warn patients. Now, they refer to the top paragraph there, the High Court's decision. In that case, the doctor has to warn the patients, and it's got their evidence of reputable sources, so they should, as professionals, know that. So that threat to get them to give the jab, I mean, how moral is that? When they knew full well that there was that they had to also comply with previous court decisions in regards to medical consent. I actually think all of this is, I don't think they can be sued. They might be able to be, but I don't think so. I've got a video coming up. It's got a lot to do with a good friend, Lieutenant General Frewen, and his role, and all the emergency declarations and the suspension of the Constitution. I don't think doctors have got anything to worry about, but reading this, they don't know that. So try and find a doctor, show them this, and go, "Oh, do you still want to give me a jab, do you?" Well, none of us are going to go there anyway. But I think doctors. This was in January 2000, just this year. So I'm not sure that virtually no one's taken it anymore. In fact, back in August 2022, there was an article in the Sydney Morning Herald that virtually no one's fronting anymore, and I don't know anyone that's been jabbed for quite a long time now. So, yeah. All right, I thought that was interesting, hanging the doctors out to dry. Don't think they really would do that. I think they are protected, but they're not going to admit that. I think if you did, anyone does, because it says there could be problems. Constitution Watch, I got this information from. So I'll give them a plug. I'll put a link to their website into this article in the description. But I think after what I've looked at, and I've got a video come out on Rumble, the way the military were brought in, I don't think you can sue anybody. I really don't think so. And even if you could sue the doctors, well, the government wouldn't leave them exposed, because APRA's a government. They're the ones that told them you can't put out any information, that they could get them for contradiction, in that they're registered with them under it's sort of like a contract, and they're putting in a clause that then has called them to be sued. So then you could sue the doctor, but then the doctor would sue the government. Maybe that's what they're going to do, because it's only public funds. So in a way, they would be indemnified by the fact that APRA had put that threat to them. But like I said, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think under it was a military operation, COVID Shield, and I think there was an additional emergency, because they don't have to publish emergencies, certain emergencies. They can be secret, especially Defence Department. So anyway, all right, I'll finish up with that. And I've got, like I said, a video coming up on Rumble. I might be paranoid, but I've seen a few comments and a few indications that people seem to know what's on my computer. Maybe it was just coincidence, but also my computer's slowed right down now, and I have periods where it just slows down for no apparent reason, like to the point where I click on it and it takes 3 seconds for something to happen. There seems to be a lot of computing power going, so I'm wondering whether I'm being hacked by the government, by Asia or Signals Directorate. G'day, boys. Hate your work. You know my position. If they do, I don't care, because I mean they take it down anyway once it's up. So maybe they just want a heads up if they are doing that. But that might be being a bit paranoid. But if you are there, boys, we don't like you. All right, that's it for this one.